All right. We are back. Welcome to the It's Your Perspective Talk Show. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Today is Thursday, December 11th. A special guest tonight, Music in Motion. Charlita Schuster is here. She's the artistic director. Welcome to our studio. And before I go on, I just want to say to you guys that this is the high-tech, low-tech studio coming to you from an undisclosed location in the beautiful island of St. Croix, Virgin Islands. No radio, no TV, internet only. Hint, hint, wink, wink. So welcome to our studio tonight.
Having us.
And just wanted to get you on here. Since I've come back in 2008, I've always heard about Music in Motion. And so I guess you continue to do good things with the dance.
That's right.
And just wanted to get you on the show and talk to you a little bit about it. Terry Brow is here. She's just a parent of one of the dancers. I guess it's the safest thing to say there. But tell us a little bit more about how you got started, and kind of bring us current a little bit. I know you got a lot going on there.
It's been a very long journey, but it has been the most wonderful long journey I've ever taken in my life. When I tell people my story, some people say, "Wow, how did you do that? Just want to dance and that's it." A lot of people think that, dancing is just like a hobby, but, it's my life. I breathe that, each and every day. But it started 33 years ago here in St. Croix. And when I finished dancing professionally, I danced with the City Ballet Company of Honolulu in Hawaii.
Okay.
I danced with Ballet Florida in West Palm Beach, Florida. I danced with, those were major dance companies. And then I danced, and I studied, in the United States, in New York,
right,
with the Children's Ballet Theater of Carnegie Hall. I also studied with the Alvin Ailey American Dance Theater School, scholarship student. I graduated from the High School Performing Arts in New York City. I also danced and was a scholarship student at the Dance Theater Harlem with Arthur Mitchell. I had some very famous dance instructors that trained me very well and also gave me scholarships.
Yes.
And, getting a scholarship as a black dancer, my mother was like, no, we can pay. we can afford it. And I was like, no, Mom, scholarship means I'm good.
Great.
And I had to tell her, don't get involved. Just
come aside. Just come aside.
Buy the dance shoes and get my stuff. Because she didn't understand.
Right.
And that was back in the 70s. You have to understand.
Yes, of course.
Parents were very iffy, and but she was very supportive.
Right.
How I actually got into dancing was a blessing. My mother had 7 children, and I was 5 girls and 2 boys.
Okay.
And I was number 6 child.
Okay.
I wasn't a very smart girl. I didn't get great grades in school. I wasn't, every time you did a paper, it was an A. It had a lot of X's. And back in those days, they told your parents, you have a slow learner child. But my mother knew, I come from a very loving family.
Right.
My mom and my dad were very loving parents. They always hugged and kissed you every day. So they loved me. And one day my mother said, "Do you want to take dance class?" And I said yes, not knowing what it was.
Right.
And she brought me to a ballet school. And I just fell in love with the leotards, the tights, the little skirt, and everything that I wanted one.
Here in St. Croix? This was here in...
Yes.
This is okay.
And so I get dressed and I can't believe I'm in this little outfit.
Yes.
I got one of these outfits. And the teacher there told my mom right away I was talented.
Okay.
Right off the bat.
Okay.
She's gifted. She's talented. And I was just having a great time.
Right.
But I picked up rhythm quickly. I picked up steps quickly. I could remember them easily. And my mother was like, well, this is maybe what she is.
Right, yes.
Forget about those A's.
A's.
And so as a couple of years went by, now I was 5 at the time. By 7 years old, I got better. But the instructor told my mom, take her to the States. and let her learn really good, because she's not going to get it here.
Here, right.
And so, honestly and truly, they packed up and they went straight to New York.
Okay. With your rest siblings?
Yes,
everybody went.
Everybody went.
All right.
You know, my mom said, I want her to go to a better school, this and that. You know, she's not going to, you know, because I'm this slow learner child now. This child that can't get it together. I couldn't spell a word. I couldn't hear the sounds. I didn't know how to project it.
But for you to hear music and remember music,
But
you
I
had
could
to
do
be,
that.
You had to be a wizard to do that.
I could do the music. I knew where it came from. I knew Bach. I knew Beethoven. I knew all the phrases. I knew all the rhythms. I knew how to keep count. I knew all of that, and I was just a master at that.
Yes.
And so my mom said, "This is it. I got to get her to just do this." And so she just kept producing and putting me into dance school after dance school, and that's how I became a professional. And she, with her guidance and my parents' guidance, they believed in that.
Okay.
And they produced me as a professional dancer.
Okay. So now, as it take you along that journey,
Right.
and you're here now today, was it worth all of that?
Oh, definitely. I mean, I have a freedom of life.
Right.
I don't, when people come up to me and they ask me, "Oh, could you write such and such a thing?" I said, "I'm not a good speller. I don't care if they don't like it." You know,
and
I don't spell good.
And you've been straight up.
Right, right. If you want to do it, spell it yourself. You know, like that, because I don't let that be a hang up to me.
Right.
Because I have other beauty things, other wonderful things about me that are beautiful. And that I'm an artist. So I'm great at that. So, and I let them know. But now, today's technology, you have spell check. Thank you. And every time I text, the words pop up and my spelling is correct.
Yes.
So I'm always correct in spelling. So I'm good at it now.
Yes.
And I've learned how to spell much better,
Right.
you know, because of technology.
Okay.
And everything, and it has built up my self-esteem a lot more.
Okay.
So if I understood you correctly, you said that your whole family packed up and went to New York. And
Yes.
so how long did you guys stay there? I mean,
Until I finished school.
Until you finished
I
school?
graduated
okay.
from high school performing arts.
Okay.
And then after that, I went on, got my first contract with the City Ballet Company of Honolulu, and I danced there for 3 years.
Oh, really? Okay. So what was that like? I mean,
It was,
you just come in with other dancers, I guess, coming together with other dancers?
yes, from all over the world.
Okay.
Because I was one of the first members of the City Ballet Company of Honolulu. They just started that new company.
Wow.
Okay.
So they brought dancers in from New York, from Chicago, from California, and you all auditioned, and I got picked.
Okay.
And you have to have the look too.
Yes.
Okay.
You know, you have to have a certain look. You know, they wanted certain colored skins. and
Okay.
certain, you know, things. I guess you have to look a little Hawaiian or
Hawaiian,
something.
yes,
you know,
yes.
you have to look kind of mixed. And so that's what they're looking for. That's what it is.
Okay. How was that experience living in Honolulu?
It was beautiful.
Okay.
I loved it. The
Okay.
people were very friendly. I didn't feel any type of prejudice or anything like that.
Right.
People say that there was. I didn't
You didn't feel any of
recognize
that?
it.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know, because coming from the Virgin Islands,
It's another melting pot.
yeah, I was
Another
like,
melting
okay.
pot. Yes. Yes.
It was
Exactly.
nothing for me.
Right.
And, you know, I learned to wear the muumuus and the leis and, you
Yeah.
know, and say shaka, you know. I mean, it was just like that, and eat the poi and, you know, have rice every single day, every morning for breakfast, lunch, and dinner's rice, you know. And I learned to eat raw fish and different things like that. So
Yes.
it was just nothing.
Yeah, perfect
Right.
experience. So what was the competition like? I mean, so you're there and you're among other dancers that are, I guess, the best and from wherever they came from. So what was the competition like, you know, dancing there?
Well, I always felt that I was good. You know, I always felt that I was very good at what I did. I had the perfect ballerina body. I wasn't fat, and I can be lifted up by a male dancer at snap of a finger. So I was competition for them, you know. And I was like, you know, every time something needed to be lifted, I was like, oh, I know, I'm ready to be lifted. You know, I had that kind of personality about me, where they actually called me Charlita instead of Charlita. But you have to be like that in this profession. You have to step forward, and you have to let choreographers and directors and producers know I can dance.
Okay.
And,
Okay.
And you can't be shy. It's not a shy profession.
Right.
Not at all. You can't be back and be like, come forward, honey, come forward. You know, they don't have time
For that,
Yeah.
yes.
No.
You got to step up.
They
Yeah.
got to step up to the plate,
Okay.
right in the spotlight. As soon as the lights are on, you're there.
Hot.
So when you're there in Honolulu, so I guess you're in a competition. So did you have to learn a dance to prepare for that, or how did that kind
No.
of more specifically work?
Actually, you just take a class, a ballet class with the producers, and as you're taking the class and you're doing their step combinations, and well, all the steps are in French. You know, you have to know, and that's another thing. You know, you have to know everything in French terminology. And so they will say to you, chassé, pas de briques, glissons, ensemble, si sont jetés, je sais. All of that is steps. And they just say it to you, and you have to react to it. You can't be like, what are you talking about? You have to know exactly what those steps are. And that's with the training that you get. You have to take ballet training.
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So if you don't know the technology and you don't know the vocabulary, then you can't make it.
So is that like across the board? I mean, when you talk about these French commands, I mean, you know, no
That's
matter
it.
where you go, French
All
command.
around the world.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
So
Right.
basically, you had to learn French
In class.
Charlita,
Right.
in class?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So as you're going through your ballerina training, education-wise and
That's
everything
right.
like that, all of that is part of that.
All of
Part
it.
of that.
Because-
French is part of your curriculum.
Right, because as you're doing a step, every step is called something in French. Let's say jeter means to like jet to just move quickly to jet.
Okay.
You know. So the step is quick.
Yes.
It's quick. If you say assemble means to assemble,
Assemble.
to come together.
get
So
it.
that step would mean to brush clothes. To
Okay.
assemble one leg to the other.
Yes.
Like that.
Okay.
And all the steps are done in either the 5 positions of the feet. There's only 5 positions. There's first to fifth. First position, second position, third position, fourth, and fifth. That's it. After you learn your 5 positions, you have to learn how to coordinate your legs and feet accordingly to the steps in French in your steps. And that's
Okay.
how you learn dance.
I wish we had a bigger studio so you could
Right.
demonstrate some of these things. But
Next time, we'll do a little video. or
Yes,
something,
yes.
you
next
know?
time we'll hook it up
Right.
next time. Okay, so Honolulu, and you spend 3 years there, and then
I got homesick.
okay.
Too far from home. The airplane tickets were too far to come to St. Croix.
A day and a half. Wait, how long it take you? A day and a half to travel to come
Yeah,
home?
16 hours on the flight
Right.
to see mom and dad, and the money was too expensive to fly. So I said, I had enough of Honolulu, so I came back to see my parents, and I said I want to dance, continue to dance, but I have to do it in the States where I can come and visit,
Yes.
be with family.
Yes.
I spent my first Christmas in my whole entire life, and I was raised with Christmas alone in Hawaii, and I said I'll never experience that again.
Okay.
I
It
never.
was
I was
total-
from a big family.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
With presents and food and everything, and then all of a sudden it was just gone.
Gone,
because
yeah.
I was so far away.
Yeah.
And
I
so
wanted,
didn't
I
want
wanted to ask you real quick, just to go back when you were in Honolulu. Was anybody else there from the Virgin Islands that was a part of this? That
No, I was the only
only person. Okay.
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 From New York, yes, but not from the Virgin Islands.
Virgin Islands.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
So after you left Honolulu and you came back to St. Croix, what now
I
inspired
went
you?
back to. Actually, I went back to New York.
You went back to New York.
Right, I
Okay.
went back to New York for a very, very short visit, very short time. And that was just I stopped in California,
Mhm.
in Hawaii. I stopped in California for a little while to see if I wanted to be there. Didn't want to be there. I didn't really know anybody there. I didn't have the feeling of California's not for me.
Right.
So I caught a plane, and I told my parents, I said, no, I'm going to come back to New York for a little while. Spent about 2 months in New York, 2 or 3 months in New York, and I said, now it's time for me to go again. So I was searching for where I wanted to put my
For feet down.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
And so I said, let me try Florida. And so I did.
Okay.
Okay.
And, actually, a family member said, let's go to Florida. And I said, okay, I think that would be great. And we wind up in West Palm Beach, Florida. And that's when I auditioned for the Ballet Florida company. And the first day, I was accepted right away.
Okay.
First day.
Okay.
I didn't know. Actually, I went in there to take a class just to see what it was like. And the teachers and producers were like, "There's a girl in there. You gotta see her. Come."
Nice.
And so they came and they were like picking on me and everything. And then when the class was over, they said, "Come, we want to talk to you." And I said, "Okay, what are you doing?" And I said, "I just came back from Hawaii." And they said, "Would you like to join us? And we'll give you a scholarship, we'll give you everything." And I said, "Okay." And that was it.
Okay.
And I started dancing again in the United States.
Okay. Okay. So you meet anybody there? In New York? I mean,
Not so much.
not so much.
I mean, yeah, I met
Yes,
a lot.
you met a lot.
Okay.
Yes. You do a lot. When you're in New York, you do a lot of work.
Okay.
If you're good and you really want to get out there, I mean, you knock on those doors if you want to, and you meet people, and you exchange. Those days you exchange phone numbers on paper. and a telephone book.
Yes. Yes.
You had your little book,
Yep.
and everything. And you go for auditions, and you just be in shows, and whoever has a show, you're like, okay, I want to be in your show. I want to be in your show too. I want to audition,
Right.
and that type of thing. So you just keep going and going and going, but you have to have the drive. You have to have the drive. People say, "Oh, I don't want my child to be a dancer because I don't know," But if it's in her heart and she has the drive, it's just something you can never stop. My parents could never stop me. Once they introduced it to me, that was it.
But what was motivating you to sort of keep on with that? I mean,
because I was as a dancer, I didn't have to prove myself how smart I was. I didn't have to put it on paper. I didn't have to see any F's. I didn't have to see those X's anymore.
Right.
I mean, they were gone. They disappeared. And I felt like I was somebody. Finally, I can grow and be something special. They can applaud and clap for me, not say, "Oh, you didn't study. You just didn't get this. You need to do it over." And be mean to me. You got to do this extra work, and here's these books, and you got to stay after school, and you have to get a tutor, and all of this stuff, and my mom was like, "No, this is not happening to her."
okay.
No, I don't. My mom said, "I don't care if she doesn't get it."
Okay. Okay.
She said she's a good kid. She does this well.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And dancing.
Yeah, and my mom kind of pushed them away from trying to be like that with me.
Okay.
But,
Talk a little bit real quick before we take a break about, I guess, are there variations of ballet dancing?
Yes.
Can you talk about that a little bit real quick?
okay, there's different types. There's the Vaganova syllabus, which is Russian. I study the Russian method. Actually, I'm certified. I studied 2 years to get the certification of the Russian method. We teach Russian ballet, Vaganova syllabus, and music emotion.
Okay.
Then
okay.
there's the Cecchetti method, which is Italian.
Italian?
Right, Italian.
Okay.
They have another method of teaching. Okay. Then there's, I think it's RAD,
Okay.
the Royal Academy of Dance.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They have their methods of doing it. Okay. But all in all, when you look at ballet, ballet is ballet. You got to turn your feet out. You got to have an extension, and you better be good.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Your pirouettes are pirouettes, and grand jetés are grand jetés.
Yes.
Charlita, are there any African methods to ballet?
Well, you see, actually in history, the way I studied
Uh-huh.
with Dance Theater Harlem, with Arthur Mitchell, he always taught us that ballet actually came through Africa,
Okay.
Okay.
okay? And that's how I was trained.
Okay.
I was trained with Arthur Mitchell and also with the Alvinelli.
Right.
And those are primary black dance
Dance,
schools.
yes.
Yes.
And I was trained through those.
Okay.
Okay? Regardless if it was Russian or whatever, those teachers were there. I was trained under their methods.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Of thinking, their methods of believing, and that's what I grew up with.
Okay.
And Arthur Mitchell used to tell us all the time that the chasse, the steps that we do in classical ballet, how the Europeans took the steps from Africa, was because they were so upright. Okay, and we were, and of course in Africa we were more earthy, more
Down, right.
down. So our steps were down here, and the Europeans, they couldn't dance like that. So they were all apart, here, there, like that.
They're tall. Yeah.
Right. So they took our steps that were down here
And
they
bring
made
it up. Up
here.
here. Okay.
up here.
Oh.
Back.
Okay. Okay.
You
Okay.
see?
Yes, yes.
So they took our methods, our steps, our jumps, those
jumps.
big jumps, those big grand jetés, that
Right.
ballet, those are from Africa. Those jumps and those turns up in the air, that all came from Africa.
Let's see one real quick. Let's see one real quick.
I can't do that. Not in here. I'm going to have it demonstrated by some of my great students that I train right now.
Yes.
Right.
I'm just teasing you. I know.
That's where how I was trained and how I was believed to where ballet came from. And it was the Europeans came and they took those steps to Europe and they changed to French. That's how the French the steps came.
Right.
Because the Africans, they had their own steps and their own names, you know, but the Europeans loved the rhythm, they loved the beat, they loved the way they were moving all around, and they took that and they made it.
Yeah. So let me ask a silly question here. So I guess you can be trained by one of these 5 areas, right? So you move on to you move on to West Palm Beach, and you go there and you say, I'm a Russian trained ballet dancer. Is that higher than saying you got trained by another one of the 5 you mentioned there? I mean,
no, you don't say that. You don't want to say that.
Okay.
You don't want to blow anything.
Okay.
Right.
You just want to go in and audition.
Okay.
And they can tell.
But from the way you're dancing,
right? They'll say, "Oh, she's been Russian trained."
Okay.
Or she's Chiquetti.
Okay, I got you.
You know, or something like that, because they can see, like, if your arabesque is one way, if your position is one way.
Okay.
Oh, she's Russian.
Yes.
And they'll go, "You're Russian trained."
Okay.
I'm Bogdanova Sodas.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So Terry, how is it working with Charlita?
Educating. Let's put it that way. It's a lot.
How long you doing it now with her? How long y'all?
This is my daughter's 2nd year, actually.
Okay.
Okay. So she's danced before.
Right.
With another dance school here, and then decided she wanted more. So she moved over to Music in Motion, and we've been going for it ever since.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. It's about 8:39 p.m. on Thursday, December 11th. Our guests tonight are Charlita Schuster and Terry Brow. We'll be right back. Stand by. All right, this is the HO Perspective Talk Show. We're back. Our guest tonight, Charlita Schuster. She's the Artistic Director for Music in Motion. And we also have Terry Brow. Terry Brow is a parent of one of the students. Her daughter is involved in Miss Schuster's organization here. So we were talking about the 5 different ways that you can learn how to dance. And now you're in West Palm Beach. I guess you got a scholarship, and so how long did you stay there? You know, competition fierce, and you know.
I stayed there 5 years, and it was, it was a white ballet company, I would say.
Yes.
You know, I mean, I was just one black dancer, and maybe another, black dancer.
Many black dancers.
Ballet. This is, there's a lot of black dancers at the time, but you have to understand, classical ballet was very scarce.
Okay.
Very limited
Okay.
to those who actually were dancing that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
because we were told we didn't have the body
Right,
type.
exactly.
We wasn't the body type.
Okay.
But that was wrong. But I mean, I'll tell you about how all that's changed
Yes.
today. But because that's what they wanted to believe. Now, just yesterday, I was in a store in Christiansted.
Uh-huh.
And because I have a boutique shop as well in my school called Asante Dance Boutique, and we sell tights. And the color tights that we sell are the pink tights, but the tan tights as well. And so the lady that I was at the store with, I'm not going to mention her name because I don't want to embarrass anybody, but I said, do you sell tan tights? And so she says, no. So I says, okay. I says, well, we sell tan tights. And she says, why is that? I said, because we're tan. I said, we're not pink.
Yeah, yeah.
And I said, you have to understand that ballet, the skin tone of the pink tights were for the white dancer, the European dancers. That's why they have the pink satin point shoes and the pink ballet slippers and the pink tights was for their flesh tone.
Yes.
That wasn't our flesh tone.
That's right.
So what we decided to do when we studied with Arthur Mitchell, we would dye the tights brown.
Okay.
And dye the shoes.
And
we had our color skin all the way down.
Yes.
And we looked like one.
One. That's
Okay.
right. That's
Okay.
right.
It was that our skin tone would be here, and then our legs would be pink.
Big. Crazy.
Yeah.
So
yes.
we were half one shade and half another. And he's stopped that. He introduced us to who you are.
Wow. that's
Okay.
right.
As a dancer, as a ballet dancer.
Okay.
Yes.
Right. And now all that's widely changed because of him.
Okay.
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 Nice. And you see, there's always have to be somebody with that vision and bold enough to step out the box. You understand, and go out and do it.
So when you were in West Palm Beach, I guess you took part in many, I guess, events or shows.
Yeah, a lot. But then I had a problem with not seeing enough African American dancers. And so I went into the neighborhood and I went into a recreation center and I said, do you have ballet lessons here for little children,
Right.
And they said, no, we don't have that. And I said, well, I would like to start a class. And they said, well, you have to start it on your own. If you want something, whatever. And I said, okay. And it so happened now, I'm not really making any money, but I went out this one evening and I found a wallet. And I said, oh, there's a wallet on the floor, So I picked it up. And when I opened it, it had money in it. And I said, oh my God, this is great. Whoa, this is great, And I kind of like ran into the bathroom because I wanted nobody to, take this money from me. But then inside my heart, I was raised with my parents raised me with such a way of pride and
Morale
dignity
and
exactly. I had that in the back of my mind, so I said, no, let me turn it in. And so I turned it in to the owner of the I think it was a nightclub.
Right.
And I said, I found this wallet and it has money in it. I don't really want to give it up, because I'm young, I'm like 21.
Right.
I don't really want this money.
Yes, yes.
And so he says, since you're so honest, he says, I'm going to hold it, for a week. He says, if nobody comes and claims it, I'm going to give it to you, I was like, oh, really? He goes, yeah, I'll give it to you. So I said, okay, thank you. So I'm like hoping the week will go over, and the week is like, hurry up, week.
The longest week, one of the longest weeks in your life, huh?
I would love to have that money, So I go back and I go, I just, want to know, did anybody come for the wallet? And he goes, no. He goes, no, here, it's yours. And he hands it to me. It's like $250. So I was like, oh, thank you, Lord, So I said, oh, what can I do with this money? What can I do with this money? And I said, oh, I think I know what I'll do. I'll make flyers. So I went and created a flyer to these dance classes at this recreation center.
Right.
And I named it Music in Motion.
Okay.
And that's where Music in Motion was
started.
born.
Oh, born. Okay.
Right.
In West Palm Beach.
In West Palm Beach,
okay.
Florida. I named it Music in Motion.
Okay.
It's like, what are you going to name it? What are you going to name it? So I said, okay, let me think. And so I thought of Music in Motion. I named it Music in Motion. And I charged the kids $10 a month. That's what it was.
Okay.
Come join for $10 a month. And all these kids from everywhere came.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, you got to get leotards
Uh-huh.
and tights and ballet slippers and stuff like that. And you got to have little skirts. And I had the space, and I started doing this little recreational dance class as well as Dancing with Ballet Florida.
Right.
And now, and they put on their first little dance demonstration within like 3 weeks. I had them at the bar. I had all these people, this DJ playing the music, and the mommies on the bleachers.
Yes.
And they had these big pink bows in their hair and everything, and they couldn't believe it. They said, "No, this is not gonna happen." They were like, but I had them do their little ballet bar demonstration. And then after that, I started inviting the dancers from Ballet Florida.
Okay.
I went to my director and I said, "Look," I have little black kids. We need to help them."
Right.
She goes, "Well, Charlita, how can we help them?" And I said, "I want to put on a recital and I want, costumes. I need help." And so they did. Ballet Florida helped me to help the children in the community.
Yes.
And they got the children going, and we had the big solo dancers, I did a pas de deux with the one.
Okay.
We stayed up to 3 a.m. rehearsing, and then we had the children doing their little routines and getting them going.
Yes.
And we threw a big recital.
Okay.
And everything, and that's how Music Motion was born. And it was like for about 5 years.
Okay.
It kept going, and then by that time, I'm 25 now. I grew up. I'm still dancing with Ballet Florida. Still, with my ballet, with my Music and Motion recreational center students. Still at $10 a month. Yeah, never changed. And also teaching with the Department of Education.
Your partnership with the department.
Yes,
Okay.
they also offered me a position to teach in the Department of Education.
Great.
And I started doing that. So now I had these 3 positions, which is great.
Yes.
It's all dancing.
Yes.
And so I started moving around and teaching the children in the community dance competition, dance. We went all over the state of Florida. I started going all over the state of Florida.
Okay.
Everywhere you want to go.
Right.
And getting them into workshops, education, how to get into colleges and universities. Just opening up
The doors.
the doors for them.
Yes. Yes.
And everything. Now I want to have a family. I'm 25. I don't have any children. I'm not married. Am I going to be an old lady?
An old lady's still dancing, right?
And in the family, Virgin Island people, what's going on with her?
Yeah. Yeah.
Type of thing. It's not like today.
Yeah.
And so it's time for me to settle.
Yeah.
So
I want to ask you. So you started Music in Motion in West Palm Beach. So what is it like to teach kids? I mean, you get 100 kids show up to the community center, and then so how does that all come about now? I mean, teaching them steps and moves, and probably some of them never even heard of it. I mean, how does that all come about? And are you looking at all these kids, and you're trying to figure out which ones have some natural vibes to them, and sort of maybe
Well, when you work in a recreation center, it's called recreational dance.
Okay.
So everybody can join and everybody can be a dancer.
Dancers.
You break them up by age groups, and everything. And then you start seeing, one will pop out and do something more than the other. Go, oh, come over here, try that stuff
Yes.
again, or whatever. And then you start weeding them out and start seeing who exactly is talented. And there's a lot of talent, natural talent. Some parents say, well, I don't want her to do that. She's coming out, and then you start,
Gotcha.
you get the ins and the outs,
Yes.
ins and the outs,
Yes.
and then it starts weeding itself
Okay.
on who's going to be
left
Yeah.
at the end?
You
Yeah.
know, like that, and then you start figuring out. Now you can build a little company. Now you can, because it weeds itself out
Yes.
on its
Okay.
own.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Does any of those kids have moved on? I mean, do you keep in contact with anybody that continue to move on?
Definitely.
Okay.
I have students from West Palm Beach that have their own dance studios.
Okay.
That have danced with
Beautiful.
danced with Jacob Pillow, danced with the Alvin Ailey American Dance Theater.
Okay.
Got their dance degrees.
Okay.
I had one student that also, she was the full choreographer and director at Disney World.
Okay.
I don't know what else to say. Traveled to California. I mean, big careers.
Yeah, big
Yes.
careers. Okay.
Big careers.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So you're in West Palm Beach now for 5 years. You got this thing, Music in Motion, going, and after 5 years, you say, "I want to have a family," and then what comes after that now?
don't like living in the States to raise a family because I love the Virgin Islands and I love the warm weather. And I didn't want to have children in a city life. You know, running around in apartment buildings. You know,
Concrete jungle.
I couldn't see that, me doing that with my own children, my own family. I didn't want that. I really was a very earthy or a country girl type of thing.
Okay.
I like the bushes, and you know, I know how to climb trees and get nips. You know, I know how to ride horse too. I used to ride horse out there at East End.
Okay.
Okay. And even my son today owns racehorses because I introduced him to horses.
The horses,
right?
yeah.
You know, so I'm kind of that. You know, in my soul.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, with
you're
all
a
this
cruising
ballet,
girl.
right?
You're a
With all
cruising
this
girl.
ballet stuff, this is the real thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right, so I came home, and I met somebody, you know, and I was introduced to a man, who of course became my husband, and I had children.
Okay.
Right, and I was happy.
Okay.
Right.
So did you dance in between all that, or?
Yep,
You
never
did?
stopped, even when I was pregnant having babies.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Do any of your children dance now?
Yes, my second daughter, she's the assistant director of Music in Motion.
Okay.
Right, my son, even though he is a big man today, very, very handsome man, he's very good on the dance floor.
Okay.
He's very smooth. He danced African. He'd been in many shows and everything.
Yes.
It's natural for him.
Okay.
It's been natural. They were raised in a dance studio.
Yeah. Yeah.
My kids were raised in a dance studio. That was it. That was their after school. You go to dance studio.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So and your family's going on your back, and so how did the Music in Motion kind of come about here?
It's when I came back to St. Croix. Of course, you look for a dance studio.
Okay.
You know, where's a dance studio around here? You know, type thing. And so I did look around,
Right.
and you know, I saw the local dance studio here and everything, but they wasn't ballet.
Ballet, what you wanted.
Right, they didn't have the ballet that I was trained, you know, and I couldn't do less. You know, I said, you know, it's not for me. I don't
Yes.
feel comfortable. And somebody told me, well, girl, you need to take them point shoes off and ballet slippers off and start learning these African moves. And I said, I can't do that. you know. I mean, I didn't mind it, but I was classically trained.
Yes.
You know, my body did other stuff, and so I said, no, I think I'm gonna teach ballet here in St. Croix. I want to do ballet.
How did they receive you though? I mean, you know, you come back and now you're big in ballet. I mean, how did they take you here?
Not very well.
Okay.
There was a news story written about me from the St. Croix Avis by a writer that said, I'm a black dancer who dances the white world of ballet, in an
Okay.
article.
Wow.
And I said, wow, you know, really? You know, I didn't see a color.
Yeah.
Because I was trained with so many different international teachers. They never said, hey, black girl. They just said, Charlita, come.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
They
Yeah.
called me by my name.
Yeah.
They didn't
Yes.
say that. You know?
Yeah.
So I was like, where did that come from? You know, like that. So Doc James told me, don't ever give up here.
That's right.
Doc James told me that. He said, you continue to do what you want to do, what you do best.
Right.
He told me that. And that stayed in my heart. And I met up with Stephen Bostic from the Virgin Islands Council of the Arts.
Okay.
He believed in me.
Okay.
And he loved me a lot.
Mm.
And he was a classical pianist. And he was the director of the Virgin Islands Council of the Arts.
Okay.
And he came to me and he said, I'm going to give you $3,000. What are you going to do with it? He said, put on a ballet. That's what I want you to do. And I said, I'll do it. And with $3,000, which is a lot of money for me as far as let's go,
Right.
and
Yeah.
very little in the eyes of everyone else.
Yes.
Yes.
I put on the ballet Coppelia at the what is this? Jimmy Rogers was the principal of what is the junior high school called?
Elena Christian?
No. John Woodson.
Okay.
John Woodson.
It
Okay.
just opened, John Woodson, with a beautiful stage and theater.
Okay.
I was the first performance there.
Hot.
Oh, okay.
Hot.
Okay.
We were the first performance
Yes.
there. And I opened up the ballet Capilia.
Okay.
And Capilia is a story. It's just like a little puppet. It's a puppet. It could be any color, any shape, anything.
Right.
It's a ballet puppet story, and that this young man falls in love with this puppet, and they have all the little puppets, and everybody's from a different nation.
Okay.
You have the Chinese one, you have the African dance one, and everybody's dancing these international costumes. So every child is different.
Yes.
And that's what the story was. And so I wanted to bring back to St. Croix because I didn't want to bring just like a white ballet,
Ballet
that,
kind
like
of thing,
Swan
yes,
Lake
yes,
or something.
yes.
I want to bring where the children, and it was magic in it, and it was all kinds of different things in it. And so that's what I did with the $3,000.
Oh, really? Okay.
And that's what opened up ballet to
All right.
St. Croix.
Okay.
Let me ask you this, Charlita. The young men, I know ballets are ladies.
Well, that's what they-
Most of the, I mean, we see, but how do the young men them here on the island? Do you get a lot of young men coming into Music in Motion now,
Well, we had
or along the way?
we had a lot of dancers, male dancers, but of course they didn't go into the ballet world. I introduced them to gymnastics,
Okay.
to tumbling.
Okay.
And the reason why I did that was to keep their masculinity as far as their parents were concerned, because they're very, no. I don't want to argue with them, I'm
Yeah.
for it.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm
yes.
for it,
Yeah.
just put the jeans on, just take off the sneakers, and
Yeah.
here's the gymnastic mat. You're gonna have to, take off the shirt a little bit, because it's gonna get in your way when you're flipping.
Yes.
Until they started figuring out, I need to take these long pants off. So you do take them off and put some shorts on. They kind of figured it out themselves.
Yeah.
Right.
The boys, and then they started wearing their little tank top, their little,
Yeah.
what they call this, and their vests and everything. And I started showing them pictures of, can you get something like this? I wasn't pushy.
Right.
Kind of let them be. And they started flipping, and we started making up gymnastic routines and everything, and they were in my shows, and I got a lot of boys off the street for that.
Oh, really?
Great,
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Great.
I went to the neighborhoods,
That's right.
and I wasn't afraid to go in the neighborhoods. I went to Paradise Projects, I went to Williams Delight. I would walk around there,
Mm-hmm.
and people would be like, "How do you get?" I said, "They come with me," and they would take me out, knock on doors, and hand out flyers.
So that's how you were getting your students for you. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's how I recruited them.
Okay.
And I gave them free classes. None of them paid. They didn't have to pay
okay.
anything.
Okay.
They just had to come and sign the paper and join.
Enjoy.
Enjoying. Okay.
Right, that was it.
How old you were taking up to?
I was taking them all the way up to 19.
Okay.
Age 19.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
hmm
Okay.
And I would see them hanging out on the walls. Like I would drive past and I'll see a gang of kids hanging out on the wall by Williams the
Right.
Light and up by 2 Williams. And I pull over and say, "Hi, how you guys doing?" And they go, I'm okay and everything. I said, "So what you're up to?" And I said, I have the dance studio. You want to come and visit me? And they'd be like, no. I said, "I don't ask you to dance. I just said to come by and see me.
Yeah.
Like
Right,
that. Come in and
yes.
see what we do in there." And so that's how I got them, squeezed them in
Yeah.
the
yeah.
door. Right.
Okay.
And when they started seeing all the pretty little girls, they were like, "Oh yeah, we want to join." We
There's
joined.
always something there to like
Right. They
hook,
started
hook,
seeing
line,
them-
and sinker.
started
You
seeing
know.
them girls. They were like, "We joined," and they joined.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. So you did this at Woodson, you said, right? And it was a
Right,
big
the
success.
First
and-
ballet.
Okay. And and then you're moving on now, and so did you have your place where it is now back then, or this was sort of before that?
You'll be surprised. I started a dance studio in the back of my yard,
Okay. Okay.
and people had to come to my yard because
Okay.
I didn't have any money to pay rent.
To rent
Rent
a
a place,
space,
yeah.
right.
I mean,
And that was the determination in you, Charlita.
right,
Yes.
right.
So Music in Motion is still in Florida, or is that like defunct now, or
No, that's gone.
That's gone, so
right
you-
when I left, that was it.
okay? So
Right.
Music in Motion is now here.
Right,
Okay.
that's here.
And even in your backyard, it was called Music in Motion.
That's it.
Okay, I
just
got you.
Took it with me. It was where I started, and I kept it going.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Okay. Good man. Good man. Sound like you've done a lot with the whole dancing thing.
Right.
We're gonna take another little break,
Okay.
It's about 9:02. You guys okay?
Yeah, we're loving it.
Okay, man. That's what we want to hear, man. You know, so we'll be here till 10:30 tonight. Before you know it.
Charlita's a mess.
All right, we're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be right back. All right, we're back. This is the It's Your Perspective Talk Show. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 8 p.m. until. Today is December 11th, Thursday. We have Charlita Schuster in the house tonight, along with Terry Brow. Music in Motion. Charlita is the artistic director, and she's just kind of taking us from the early days through her life. And I guess we're about 3/4 of the way through right now. You're in St. Croix. You did your first. Your first event at Woodson, and then so just kind of go on a little bit more. So after that was a success.
That was a great success, and they asked for an encore. Could you do it again?
Yes.
So I did it again the next 2 weeks after that, because people have heard about it. They said, "What do you mean? It's a whole show that nonstop. It just goes on from the beginning to end. No. You can't even get up for refreshment. You just watch it.
Yes.
They never saw a ballet
show.
They never seen that before in St. Croix.
Right. Yes.
And when I first came to St. Croix, honestly and truly, kids were wearing bathing suits for leotards. And
what year was this, Charlita?
This was in 1981. 1981.
Okay.
And they were wearing bathing suits for leotards, and I was like, no, that's not a leotard. They didn't know about tights and ballet slippers and leg warmers and everything. So I decided to order stuff, and I brought it in
Okay.
from Miami. And I started selling it to the kids, to the families,
Right.
and I started giving them, you have to have a leotard and tights, and this
Yes.
is how you look. And I started making dancers. And then I did my first ballet with my $3,000, my costume,
Yes.
and everything. And I had people make sets, make the set, and
You did a lot with $3,000. It sounds
yes,
like.
yes,
You did a
yes,
lot.
I did, and I got people to volunteer, and I begged too.
Right.
Yeah.
Come on, could you do this for free?
Sponsor
Could you do that for
sponsor the
free?
children, you know what I'm saying?
Help me out, and they did. They
Yeah.
really did, And then the first half was the ballet Capilla. First half,
Right.
and so everybody's sitting there watching from beginning to end. And then the second half was what I call a touch of Broadway.
Uh-huh.
And then I brought in what they call breakdancing was in those
Yes,
days.
yes.
Remember breakdancing?
Yeah, of course.
So
Yes.
I had got some boys to do some breakdancing, and then Michael Jackson, Beat It, was into it. Beat it, Beat It. So I started throwing those music.
Yes.
And I started teaching kids how to dance to Beat It in a different way.
Okay.
And everything, and to do breakdancing and everything, and we got that whole show together, and how we did Broadway music. We took music from Broadway musicals and just songs from everywhere. We just call it a touch of Broadway.
Right.
And we built this beautiful set that said Cotton Club, and it said Cotton Club. So I brought out some Black history,
Yes.
some music and touches, and it was just amazing. And that was the second half of it. And so we had the first half was the ballet Capilla, changed the set, opened up the set again. It was a whole nother set. And the people couldn't believe they'd never seen anything like it before.
Yeah.
Nice.
So they were very happy.
It's like big city theater in St.
Yes.
Croix,
Right,
Yeah.
happening. So these I'm a little curious about the kids that you selected. I mean, you obviously had to teach them this whole routine in how many weeks? I mean, how many
3
days a week?
Well, I'm going to tell you something. I don't even really remember. All I know is that we were working.
Okay.
We just worked and worked and worked and worked. And the
Okay.
parents kept bringing them, you know what I'm
Yes.
saying? And it wasn't like, it was like, okay, you guys, you got to come back tomorrow. They're like, okay, you got to come back tomorrow. It's okay. So it was never, I can't come, I can't be there, my mother won't bring me, nothing like that.
Right.
So it was just like, don't forget we have rehearsal tomorrow. It was just one of those things.
Yeah.
Things wasn't on schedule then. You didn't have those forms and papers.
Of course.
People just wanted their kids to be in stuff.
Self, right.
In those days.
A safe haven.
Right. Now it's like, what's the curriculum? Like, have a seat.
So let me ask you something, Charlita. Today, now, 2014, is any dancing going on in the schools and education? Are you affiliated with dedication in the VA?
Well, what I did 2014, well, I actually started 2013, was I changed the name of the school to Music in Motion School of Higher Dance Education.
Okay.
Okay. I said, I have to start really letting the community know that this is a school of not only dance, but dance education.
A dance education.
I have to get this across.
Gotcha.
Okay, because they were doing in and out, in and out, in and out. Oh, I don't like you. Oh, I like you. I was like, wait, I don't need to be everybody's friend. I just need to teach.
Teach.
I don't need to be your friend.
Yes.
You know, I just need to teach your child, and that's it. You know, and so I got that, and then I started accepting, because the people in the Virgin Islands, I wanted to mold and groom professionals.
That's right.
And I said, this is going haywire. What had happened was another director came on St. Croix and opened up a dance studio and took a lot of my dancers. And they were all gone, you know, that I trained.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going, what? You know, okay, I have to start over again. So I came up with a new idea.
Okay.
That school is no longer.
So they're back for you now.
They gone.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so, I'm not saying good, but they didn't have a curriculum. And when you don't have a curriculum with a school, and you're used to a curriculum, there's no
structure.
There's no structure to it.
No,
nothing there.
No, nothing to exactly.
So the people started realizing this is not a structured school. You know, and they started coming back.
Okay.
Some of them, when they came back, they couldn't dance anymore. They lost the technique.
Wow.
The technique was sloppy. Meanwhile, the kids that did stay, they were polished.
Mm-hmm.
They were good. And they were like, I can't dance anymore. I said, no, you lost it. And so if you have the love, but you don't have any more technique, your extension is no longer there. Your balance is gone. You know, you can't jump and leap any longer. You lost it. And they gained weight. Their muscle tones were weak, you know, and they didn't look good as a dancer any longer.
Okay.
Them, yeah.
So this is an institution of higher education. So
Right.
you I guess you have curriculums for beginners, middle, and I guess maybe advanced.
Yes.
Is that kind of how
Yes.
the concept is there?
Charlita, I hope it's not you alone doing all this
Oh, no.
teaching by yourself.
Oh, no.
Okay.
I'm
okay.
the artistic director.
That's right.
No, I have a staff.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Which we'll talk about that
Okay.
soon too.
Okay.
But no. I'm artistic director, and I direct other instructors.
It shows.
And I make it clean and clear what needs to be done in the
Okay.
classroom. I sit in and watch too. I sit in and watch them.
Okay.
And
Okay.
make sure that they're teaching properly.
Right.
And they're using the vocabulary.
Uh-huh.
You know, what is that stuff called? What?
So
Yeah.
you're using this French?
All the time.
Okay.
That's like English to us.
Okay.
Yes.
Right, you
Okay.
have to have it because
Okay.
they're not going to be able to audition
Elsewhere, if they don't.
They gotta
if
go
they don't
from here to
there.
there.
That's
Okay.
right.
And if they don't know the vocabulary, they're going to be kicked out, and that's not happening with me.
Okay.
Right.
How many students you have right now presently?
We have about 75 students in the school right now.
Okay.
You know, that's a small enrollment. That's a very small. Because of the Havenza, we lost tons of children.
Wow.
Okay.
So that has affected, you know,
Yeah.
and the grants that we used to get grants from Law Enforcement Planning Commission
Right.
and the Virgin Island Council of the Arts. They no longer fund us any longer.
Hmm.
So because of those two agencies, we cannot offer any scholarships.
So,
Okay. Okay.
So we can't open doors the way we used to.
Okay.
It's a shame.
Yeah.
So
Was there a specific reason why they stopped the funding?
Law Enforcement Planning Commission stopped the funding because of a big thing that they had going on with, I think, a $3 million loss that they couldn't, you know, something happened with $3 million that was disappeared.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so they made such strict rules now, you hardly can get it.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay.
Just disappeared. That's a very common word.
Right. The Virgin Islands Council of the Arts wrote me a letter and said that they can't fund me any longer because I don't have a 501c3 nonprofit organization. status, but the reason and what we would do, we had a fiduciary.
Right.
We always leaned on a
Fiduciary, right.
because I felt safer that way.
Right.
Okay.
Because it's federal funding.
That's
Yes.
right.
I don't want federal funds in my bank account.
Yes.
So I always went with fiduciary, which was the St. Croix Foundation. Wonderful foundation.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, kept books and everything. And I don't have to worry about the feds.
The feds, exactly. They deal with it.
I can just keep teaching and dancing.
Dancing, yes.
And traveling with my dancers.
Okay.
Than to be worrying about, did I not spend that penny or that nickel, because they're very particular.
That's
So
right.
I had, going to the foundation was the best thing for me because they organized everything. And it was perfect. And anytime they did, the feds would come in and do a check, they wouldn't come to my door. They'll go right to the foundation.
Foundation. Right.
Okay.
And the foundation would have to enter to them,
Okay.
not me.
Okay.
Great.
And so the school was always safe that way.
Okay.
So the Council of the Arts said, I will no longer get any more grants because of that.
Okay.
Because I really don't want to have that 501(c)(3). I prefer to have that fiduciary.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Talk a little bit. So, any other functions you've done here, events, just after Woodson? I know you've probably done hundreds of them.
Yes.
Um,
We have traveled to Denmark. We got so good that everybody, and still now, we perform all over venues, every venue you could imagine.
Wow.
We traveled to St. Thomas, St. Croix. St. John. We did performances down island in all the different islands.
Okay.
Every different island you can imagine we've been to.
Wow.
We did concerts, we did shows.
Yes.
We did choreography there. They were sent for our choreographers to teach there, to do production numbers or whatever. We went there. We opened up big shows for other people. We were the opening number.
Opening acts, yes.
Opening act and
Yes.
that type of thing. We won tons of awards.
Okay.
We won. We're very competitive.
I can see that.
Very competitive. You say contest, we're there.
You're
We're
there.
signing up. The last we won a $5,000 competition. It was a dance competition. I was like, dance competition, and my daughter goes, she looks at things and whatever. But me, I'm like, let me call. So I called, dance competition, what's going on? And they're going, oh yeah, we're having a $5,000 by tourism, $5,000 prize. I'm like, I want that money.
Yes, right.
We need it. And so, getting ready for the show in June. It so happened the competition was set on the same day of the show, my show. But I wrote them a letter and I said, is there any way you can change your date for my show?
Right.
They did. They agreed,
Okay.
and they did. And I told them, I said, our show is sold out. We don't. There's no seats. How could you compete with that?
Yeah.
So they were like, yeah, you're right. We can't. So they said no problem. So they did it 2 weeks after.
Okay.
As soon as our show was over, before my show was closing, I already had the costumes and everything lined up. For the
Ready to go.
Ready to go.
Yes.
Tagged down,
Yes.
everything. And my daughter's going, what is this for? I go, never mind, I'll tell you later. Because what's this rack? So it's like, there's these racks here, there's the costumes over there. What's this rack for? And I go, don't worry, I'll tell you later. She's like, when? I'll call you later.
Right.
So it's like after the show. So I said, are you going to meet me down at the studio tomorrow? She goes, Mom, we just finished closing the show. I said, I got something to show you. So I said, Mom, please, because she's the assistant director. I said, you got to see this. So she comes on. I go, we got rehearsal. And so she goes, what are you talking about? I said, you're going to win that $5,000.
Yeah.
She goes, Mom, no, please. And I go, we're in. I called the kids the next day. I said, okay, you had 1 day rest.
Let's
They said,
go.
one day rest. I said, we got to get back on the dance floor. And so they came back, and I said, we got to win $5,000. We got to save the school. We need a computer. We need this. We need that.
Yes.
And so they said, okay. We did the choreography. The choreography had to be about the emancipation.
Emancipation. Okay.
Right. And so I said, we're in, and I just created my own. Now, the way I did it was, I'm classically trained. I did it with modern. I did it with what I learned in the ALE school, what I learned in,
Yes.
I put my African in there.
Yes.
I just, I said, I'm going to do my thing. I got beautiful African music, beautiful music that I had CDs and I intertwined and I had to cut and splice and,
Right.
whatever they do to make this rhythm and that rhythm, and I got it together. And I created this awesome 1/2 hour, what we call a ballet. Anytime you do a set of anything that tells a story, it's like a
Yes.
ballet.
Is about it?
So I created this wonderful piece of choreography, and we won. And we had the props and everything, and I was like, they came out with a big giant check, the big
Yes,
check was
yes,
like
yes.
$5,000. I think there was 4 other groups competing against us and everything, but I knew we had it, because the training that I've had, dancing with the ALE Company,
right,
dancing
right.
with Dancing at Harlem. You're talking about the top
Top of the
dogs,
top shelf.
and I
yeah.
put them in my heart, and I started researching, and I went back in time of their training.
Yes.
And I said, Charlita, dig it down, dig it out. And I did, the drama, the acting part of it,
Yeah.
because we did the drama and the acting and everything like that. And
Talk a little bit about as the artistic director. I guess every ballet that you do, there's a story that you're telling.
Right.
So you come up with the stories that is being told via dance.
it just comes to you. Something could happen to you, just like, just at a store, or somebody could be talking to you about something, and you just hear something and it just comes to you to
Yes.
life.
Yes.
I go with feeling.
Okay.
I don't go with like, la la la, what am I going to do today? People ask me all the time, what are you going to do? And I go, I don't know. How are you going to top that? I don't know. I don't think about it. It just comes.
Right.
Right, it comes naturally.
Okay.
I may hear it on the radio, like, when I listen to a lot of music on the radio, and the one thing that I don't like is when they don't give the name of the music.
The song,
I'm
yeah.
like, and I have my little, pad.
Yes.
I'm like, what's the
I
name
get
of
what that was. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So, but I listen to a lot of music, and I wait until I feel something while I'm driving or whatever. So I like to feel my body moving, and that's how I get to know what kind of music I'm going to use. And then from there, I kind of feel what kind of storyline is that taking.
Right.
Like that.
Okay. And you got your notebook by the side of your bed.
Yeah, I always do.
Okay.
I always do
Okay.
have the pen and everything there, because I like to listen, and I change channels constantly. I never listen to one channel and go, oh, no, that's not a good song. That's a good song.
Keep flipping.
Right. That's pretty much how I do it.
Okay.
So how big is your staff now, Charlita?
I think I have I have myself, my daughter. I have a dance instructor, Mike. He's from the New York City Ballet. He lives here on Island now.
Okay.
And he bumped into me, and I'll tell you that story. He's a lovely man, and he teaches the class S3. And then we have Amal, who is one of my gifted students, who is taking over my reign. I love it. But he also teaches. So those are the main four.
Right. Okay.
Right, instructors that we have, because Amal, he went to Dance Theater Harlem
Mhm.
this summer
Okay.
and came back a strong man.
All right.
Now his mom is Mother Nile.
Oh,
See
okay.
there? See
Right.
there?
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And one thing I can say about his mother is that when I first met him, he was, I think, 9 or 10.
Right.
He was on a stage with a school play. And I went backstage and I said, who are you? I said, I want to talk to your mom. Because I can see he had this,
Yes.
to do a split and a cartwheel. And I said, that kid needs to be in my dance class. And I offered him a scholarship, and he's been on a scholarship ever since.
Nice.
Okay.
But he's a fabulous dancer.
How old is he now?
He's 16.
16. Okay.
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 And Dance Theater Harlem wants him back.
Oh, really?
Nice.
They want him back.
So when you say they want him back, that means they want him to move to New York and
They
They would
want to
train him.
continue to train him.
Train him.
Okay.
Train him.
Okay. Okay.
They want to.
They see
continue.
great potential in him, and
Yes.
they just want to kind
I
of.
knew that was going to be my open door. That he was.
Was right.
Okay.
Right. I knew it. I mean, two other female dancers went, but I knew Amal was going to be the key
Right.
to the open door.
Opening.
Right. The other girls are not. I'm not saying that they're not good,
Right.
but there's a lot of girl dancers.
Yes.
But to see a beautiful male dancer coming from the
Yes.
Virgin Islands
Yeah.
was
Key.
was my key,
Yeah.
and it did. It opened
Okay.
up the door.
Okay.
Right.
How that makes you feel, Charlita?
I feel like I'm like I don't want to say a big shot, but
But I'll say big shot, right?
I can say it for one team.
Yes, of course, of course.
I know my
And you
stuff.
deserve that. You know what I
my
mean?
stuff. I know my
Yes.
craft. I know
Yes.
my craft. I know it well, and I know how to teach well.
Okay.
And I am very dedicated. And some people don't like me for it. They don't like me for it. But I can produce great dancers.
Okay.
Charlita, so how do you have your studio set up? Is it like you have classrooms or you just have one big open room?
And when you come in, you're greeted in a boutique shop in a store.
Ah.
Right. And I didn't want it to be, here's the office sign up. You know, I was like, I didn't want it to be stiff. I want it to be friendly, kid
Yes.
friendly. Kid
Yes.
friendly.
Okay.
It's colorful. It's colorful, it's bright.
Ah.
It has color. It has things hanging up around.
Yes.
Things kids can touch. And people, parents say, don't touch. I said, no, let
Let
them.
him.
It's okay.
Yes.
It's not, it's fine. It's just dance clothes.
Okay.
Right. And they want to try it in these, Mom. And they're like, oh, leave it on. I said, let's try it. They're too big for anywhere, but let's try it.
Yes.
So that's how I got, I tried on the big shoes.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I borrowed somebody's shoes. I put toilet paper in there, and I did that. Yeah. I did stuff. I was a kid.
Of course.
And
Of
so
course.
when I see that, I just, and it starts off clean. This is my dance studio. Starts off very nice. Everything looks nice. By the end of the day, it's a wreck. It's a wreck. We're throwing out garbage and trying to put this back. Put that.
Yes.
But because it's been used by the children.
The children, yeah.
The children use it. Yeah.
So what kind of instructor are you? I mean, I guess teachers, when you describe your teacher from college, he was this, he was that. I mean, what kind of instructor are you? Hard nosed, very disciplined. I mean,
I don't smile very much.
Okay.
I
mean, do it over again, right?
I'm like that. Because I want them to know it's not a playground.
That's right.
Okay.
This is a dance studio. You're here to
To
learn.
dance.
We're going to smile later, but not right now.
Okay.
Right now it's this. It's
Yeah.
like,
No nonsense.
Yeah.
right. And use your listening ears. Use your listening ears. That's all we do. Only Miss Charlita talks. That's it.
Okay.
So they keep, because ballet is a discipline.
A discipline. That's
That's
right.
right.
If I want to get these children, and I'm talking about my young ones, to get to the point that they can audition by the time they're 7 or 8, I have to get the discipline in them between
From now.
3
From now.
and 7.
That's
I
right.
have to make them understand that it's not
A
run
game.
around,
It's not a
play.
game.
You come in, you stretch and warm up.
Mhm.
You don't scream. We don't screaming. We don't play tag in here. We don't do it. We come in, we wear our dance wear, we sit down on the floor, we start stretching, and we start warming up. After they hug me, they kiss me, but they love me, right?
Right.
You're right.
Do you instill nutrition in for your students? How they eat and how they.
First, and that's the first thing I tell a parent. When they come in with their chips and their cookies, I said,
Not in here.
you got to put that away. I said, you can't eat that in here. And I won't even have fried chicken, no French fries, no nothing in there.
No Johnny cake, no nothing? Wow, that's tough.
Fruits, vegetables.
Nuts, grains.
I got you.
I have to put that in them because you're dancers.
That's right.
You have to tune your body. Your body is an instrument. And what we call this is a facility. If the facility is not toned, to the T, you can't get in. That gut belly, that's not going to work in an audition. It's just not going to happen. It's cute to your mom. She thinks you're cute. And you can be cute all you want, but these people are putting money into your life.
Yes.
And they're looking for
Results.
Yeah, you have to give them a product. I have to bring them a product. I can't bring them Well, she's been with me for 4 years, and she's been dedicated. And my mom, her mother, and I are good friends. And she gives me she bakes chocolate cake with me and gives me a piece every time. No, I need a product. I need to see the lean legs, the long torso, long legs, long arms, and you have to have that status. Like it has to go 1, 2, 3, like that.
Yes.
And that's what it is.
Okay.
And if you don't have it, you could be a good dancer, but I can introduce you to another side of dance, but it won't be to the highest
level. Right.
Okay. So kind of fast forwarding here now. I know that you guys just came back from Disney, so share that whole experience with us. Terry's here.
Terry do a little talking because she's sitting there looking pretty. Right?
Terry's daughter.
I love Terry. She's a darling.
Terry's
but
daughter
I want her to share her experience and how it came about.
Right.
Because she was with me from the very beginning. Go ahead.
Well, that was a process, but it was a good process. We first started, dance classes started, and we were all rushed by Miss Charlita that basically this was happening. She's got an invitation to Disney. This was what it was. She wanted to go, regardless of what was going on.
Right.
We needed to take that time out and focus on this avenue. The whole process started where the invitation, of course, came out, Miss Charlita, and it was an interview process as far as an audition.
Right.
And they wanted 10 girls. Well, Miss Charlita at the time didn't see fit for this very first trip to take such a large group of 10. So she narrowed it down a little bit to 5, and got, amazingly, Disney to approve not doing an audition. Every group that we have spoken to in Florida went through an audition phase.
Right.
And Miss Charlita miraculously got it waived.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
She got that power.
She got it waived.
She got that power.
So with that process, we started, and it was a lot of fundraising. It was a lot of, practice.
Right.
They sent all the information to us.
So how much time did you have when you had like months or?
We had probably 6 to 7 weeks exactly.
Oh, really? Okay.
To get this together.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
And get it together.
Right.
Okay.
So it was rushed. It was constantly rushed.
Yeah.
But, the kids were excited, and I think that was the key. The parents saw the excitement
In there,
and
right.
the want,
Yeah, exactly.
They thrived. They just, no matter what it was, the choreograph came in, and they were like practicing from the minute that came in that studio.
Yes.
So the drive was there.
Okay.
Okay. So as you continue, I'm just going to put up a picture here of, I guess this was the crew here, your crew.
Those are the 5 girls.
Yeah, that went to Disney.
That went to Disney.
Okay.
They are at the rehearsal. And if we go from, let's go from right, we have Yelena Anderson and Markima Cargile. Center, we have Trinity Cupid, Anaya Mason? No, Anaya Baptiste, I'm sorry. And then Brianna Bruce.
Okay.
Yes. That's my daughter.
Okay.
Yes.
And the one at the end. All right.
Okay. Okay.
So how many people were competing in this event?
It's not a competition.
Oh,
It's not
okay.
a competition. Actually, what they went for, it was the Holiday Spectacular.
Holiday Spectacular.
Yes. So what it is, it was the actual Disney parade. Where they were going to be featured. In the
Wow.
Disney parade, dancing
Okay.
You got
Olaf.
chills going through my body.
And so they did the actual piece. So of course it's going to be aired live
That's
on,
so-
ABC, on
right.
Christmas
On
morning.
Christmas morning.
Right.
Wow.
So they were able to dance with, of course, a lot of kids. And I learned who Olaf was from Frozen because of this.
Oh,
so
okay.
they were proud of it, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna put up.
300 dancers altogether.
Oh, really? Okay.
300
Wow.
young ladies
Wow.
and gentlemen. It was mixed.
Mixed,
Yes.
right.
Yes. I'm gonna put up this next picture here. I guess this is.
How long did y'all stay up in Florida doing this event? Like a weekend? It was a weekend.
We were there for a week,
A week.
actually. We left on
Okay.
the 3rd and
Uh-huh.
returned on the 8th.
Okay.
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 And that is actually Trinity.
Okay.
and so of course you have them there. I guess that was one of their breaks where they were working.
Yes, she wasn't allowed to be. The mothers and the parents weren't allowed to be where I was with the students.
Okay.
Right. So this is
Who
me.
made that rule? You, Charlita?
No. I was glad for that rule.
Oh, okay.
That was Disney's rule. Oh no.
I love that rule.
Okay.
I love that rule.
Keep on focus. Keep on
Right,
focus.
Right. It was just the students and the directors.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is me taking, break time poses. Let's do this, let's do that together. But we always kept together.
Okay.
And I think the other directors noticed how organized I kept the girls and how I kept it fun.
Right.
Okay, pose now.
Yes.
Like
yes.
that, and they like that about me. They like that I kept it fun and I kept it still disciplined,
Brilliant, yes.
but I gave them a lot of fun because this is Disney. You have
It's
fun.
fun.
This is a kid's place. You know. And so they enjoyed it. So
Okay.
that's me taking little shots backstage.
of the backstage.
Right.
Okay. So this was the young ladies. Was this their first time traveling abroad to the States?
The five. This
The
is
five.
the first time
Okay.
they've traveled.
All right.
Exactly. And
So
of
this was
course
a new
the
whole
shot-
experience, and
Yes, this is a brand new experience, and for us parents too. you know,
Right,
'cause
right.
Of course, but that shot that you were just looking at was actually the first day that they were. They were about to get on bus to head over to the ABC.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of fun, man. And they all look excited.
I know
It's
this
like,
gonna
wow.
I know this is gonna last them for the rest of their lives.
yeah,
And
that's
this is gonna be the highlights of their life.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You had to practice the Disney smile. right. I mean,
There's a
it was-
Disney smile. How does
right,
that
it's
look?
it's all like that. The whole
the
place.
whole place.
The whole
Okay.
place. So they tell you in the description you have to practice the Disney
Disney
smile.
smile,
You have
yes.
Because there's about 30 cameras that follow you around constantly.
Constant.
Everywhere you go, from the time you leave the resort,
Hmm.
you're like constantly waving and posing, constantly.
Okay.
Constantly. So
So the different TV stations just
these men just walk around with these cameras all over because I don't even know. This one says ABC. This one says NBC,
Okay.
I don't know what they were saying. But
Okay.
Yes.
when they came up to you, you just had to be ready
Ready
to
to
pose
just pose
and wave and
Okay.
just say something. Hi,
Yes.
whatever. But you had to give them the Disney
The
smile.
smile.
The Disney
They're
smile.
all about making children happy.
Happy.
That's what Disney World is all about.
Yes.
It's completely like that.
Okay.
And no matter where you go and how tired you may be, they cannot show that they're tired.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't understand that. That's great practice.
Yeah.
And we had to keep practicing in the studio to take it there, because even when my kids were in rehearsal, I'll go, "Where's the Disney smile? Stop the music. Do it over. Your smile dropped."
Okay.
They had to keep holding that
That
smile.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right. That's what they look for.
Wow, that's interesting, man.
Okay.
I think we
It's
get
a
this.
job. To
It's
just
a job.
hold a smile.
Smile, yes.
Right.
With this other picture here, I think this is.
I believe that was the day before they actually did the run through at in Disney, where they went down Main Street,
Right.
basically, and they had their snowflake. That was a part of the Olaf segment. Yes.
Okay.
Right. And they had to. These are hand props, which are snowflakes.
Snowflakes, right.
That they in their
The hands, right.
They had to work with that for hours
Hmm.
and stand up on their feet for hours with that Disney
The
smile.
smile.
And they would stop the music and say, "Girls, you're not smiling enough," and they, you have to smile. But the one thing they did do was they took, what is it, about three dancers of mine,
Uh-huh.
and they featured. They told me, okay, they put them in certain spots to get spotted because they had the smile and they had what they wanted to put the cameras closer on.
Right.
So there was a lot of people there, but you had to have that Disney
The
smile,
smile.
Yeah.
To get picked.
to
like,
get chosen to be in a certain section
Yes.
to be for the cameras to pan in closer to you.
Oh, okay.
so that you be showed more.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Were there reward for this after the end of all of this? Just to get the exposure.
It was the exposure and the fun.
Got you.
We're all
Got
kids
you.
at heart.
Got you.
The reward that I got as a director was I introduced my students to getting a job now.
Mhm.
Stop waiting till you're 18.
Yes.
I'm like, no, go audition now. Parents, wake up. Get your children to audition for these things at an early age so they can get into the industry now.
Yes.
Their jobs. And they're turning on TV, they're watching Disney. Who do you think they're watching? Kids.
Kids.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Those children are getting paychecks.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right.
Okay, they're not doing it, they're not volunteering. Okay?
That's
They're
right.
singing, they're dancing, they're doing your children are doing the same.
Same.
They,
That's right.
My kids learned how to sing there.
Okay.
They didn't only dance and act, they had to learn the song, the Disney song, and move their mouths, and I had to take them into my hotel room and give them a singing lesson. And I said we had to open up the words and everything like that, and I had to get them to sing the song 100 times, and then I placed them in front of the mirror, and I said one at a time, look in the mirror in my hotel room, and I said look in the mirror. I said now it's your turn, look at yourself. I said no, your mouth is not open wide enough. No, you got to do it again.
Right,
And I had to
yes.
do all 5 of them. And when I called rehearsal, I said what did I tell to parents? I said see you at such and such a thing, rehearsal in my room. They, rehearsal. I walked away. Done.
Done.
I said, and they're like, but we're off. And I was like,
No,
"We're
you're
off.
not.
They're not.
Yeah. Yeah.
I said, they're not. I went in my hotel room. Boom. I'll see you later.
Yeah.
And they knocked on the door like, I was like, okay, let's go, march in.
Okay. Okay.
Because it's a job.
Yes.
And I had to teach them that regardless of that you had a day off or you thought you had a day off or a couple of hours off, because they had plans to do something. And I cut it. I cut
Because
it. I cut it because the producers came to me.
Okay.
And they said to me, they said, Charlita, your dancers are great. They're good dancers. They said, and they have a high level of ballet background. That's what they said. They have a high level. They were out dancing a lot of dancers out there.
Okay.
And I said, yes. And they said, and that's because of you. And I said, thank you. And they said, we want you to do one thing. Practice that song. Practice that song.
Okay.
Because we want to spot them. And so I said, okay, great. That was my job.
Yes.
Now, if I didn't do that and I let them play around and have a little break, whatever, I would have been so worried the next day going, I didn't practice that song. I didn't practice that song. If I only would have practiced
No,
that
The song.
I would
Yeah.
have felt I had to get it off. I had to do what I had to do with what was right.
Right.
Yeah.
When I called rehearsal, there were parents that were kind of upset. But I'm not there to make you happy.
Did they get a chance to hang out at all? I mean,
Yes, they did
Okay.
a lot.
Okay.
Yes, a lot. But I had to squeeze that when I was told by the
Producers, right.
that I need the kids to know the words to the song because they wasn't opening their mouth. They were just dancing. But we wasn't told that.
Oh, okay. Okay, I got you.
You see, we wasn't told they had to learn the song until we got
there.
Okay.
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 ABC put that in.
Okay. Okay.
ABC said, well, why aren't they moving their mouths? So they
Yes.
said, these girls got to know how to, sing
Yeah.
the song.
Song,
And that's when the producer said, you got to have the song. When they chose my girls to be spotted, then they came to me and said, your girls need to know the words.
Okay. Okay. I
They're
got
not
you.
opening up their mouths.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So I said, okay, I'll rehearse them.
Okay.
And that's when I told them, what did I say? You eat, and then I'll see you in the hotel room.
So, Terry, let me ask you a question. So your daughter is one of the 5, and you said that she's been dancing for 2 years, right? So,
With music
With
motion.
music and motion.
but she's been dancing prior to
She's
that?
been dancing prior to that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, why'd you switch?
That was actually her choice.
Okay.
That was not me on that one.
Okay.
She took the reign on that. She was at point dance from the age of 2. And, as she got older, she seemed to wanted more.
Okay.
She wanted more of a variety.
Okay.
And, of course, point dance is ballet.
Yes.
And I love ballet. So she decided after a few years, she's like, Mom, I want more. I want to do other things. I don't just want to do this.
Right.
Okay.
And she actually took a break. It got to the point where, she was like, I don't feel like going today. And it's like, come on, you got to go to dance class. Come on. And one week, she said, Mom, I want to try music in motion. And I called not knowing. Now, it's funny. I have supported Music in Motion for years.
Right.
I buy every ticket. Have never made it to the shows, but I buy every ticket from Miss Cupid, who is one of the moms.
Right.
And we every time everything they have, I support. But Brianna wanted to join, and I said, you know what? Let me call and find out what's going on, how it, the process.
How it works. Yeah.
I got Miss Charlita on the phone. Had no idea who Miss Charlita was, and she's talking to me. And originally we started talking about point shoes, and it just went on like that. And she said, "Why don't you come down? Bring her down for an audition on Saturday." And we did. We took her down, and of course it was like, okay, like this is a lot. This is a lot to process.
Yeah.
But Brianna has loved it ever since. She got in, and Brianna thought really she was going to start from the very bottom. She's like, Mommy, I'm not as good as those girls. I'm looking at those girls and they can do this, and I'm not. I don't know if I'm there yet. And Miss Charlita, if I believe, put her, I'm not exactly sure the class that she was placed in, but she was amazed. Brianna was really amazed that she made it into that particular class.
Okay.
From the beginning. And she's loved it ever since.
Okay. Yeah. Wow, man. That's good.
She has the facility to be a fine-tuned dancer.
Okay.
She just wasn't tuned right.
Okay.
And her body was tight. Very tight.
Not enough stretching?
No flexibility at all.
Okay.
Not even in her feet.
Okay.
And I was disappointed because you're a ballet school. And come on.
Right.
That means that you were not paying any attention to this child. And one thing about Music in Motion is we pay attention to every one of them.
Okay.
I can see that.
Now you may get angry with me when I tell you your child needs to work harder.
Right.
Or pay attention, more.
Yeah.
And you may get upset with me for that because they do. The parents do get upset with me. But I'm helping you to make you understand that you're paying tuition. Get your money's worth.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I studied in black ballet schools,
Yes.
and had the strict dancers.
Dancers.
So they were masters at this, And then Dancing with Ballet Florida, I had a master teacher, Marie Hale, excellent.
Right.
And then to come to St. Croix, okay, have my own thing. But when you see another student coming in and telling me that they dance from age 2 to there, I'm expecting some remarkable stuff coming out of you, And when I didn't see that, I was quite disappointed to see what a beautiful body the child had. Luckily, she had discipline. She had come from a disciplined family.
Okay.
She had a wonderful body. And she had a desire deep down inside her. And yes, she looked and she saw those kids better than her. There was no doubt. Her feet wasn't stretched. Her flexibility wasn't there. I had to teach her how when you do port de bras, your nose goes down to your knee. It doesn't stop at your waist.
Yes.
You go all the way down.
Yes.
And I had to push the body down. And she never felt her body go down there.
That far, yeah.
Matter of fact, the thing about dancing is that we tell people we touch the children here. Because we touch them. Because you can't teach dance without holding the arm or the back or stretching.
Yes.
We have to tell them how to feel. So if you don't want me to touch a child, this is the wrong place. That's not going to happen. So I touched her and I stretched her. And I realized that wasn't going on with her. She wasn't being pushed. They didn't demonstrate where the muscles go.
Right.
Yeah.
They didn't show her where they go. You got your arm up like this, but it doesn't belong like this.
Yeah.
It has to extend
yeah.
more than what you do on a normal basis.
Yeah.
So let me ask you something. Are you the only dance company here on the island right now?
We're the most famous.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
We're the most famous.
Most famous.
Most famous.
Okay.
We are.
Okay.
Okay, good.
We are.
We're going to take another break. It's 9:49 p.m. You guys okay?
We're good.
Yeah, we're good. Okay. We like to
I
hear
love
that.
it.
We like to hear that. We're going to take another quick break, and we'll be right back. All right. We are back. It's 9:52 p.m. on December 11, 2014. In the studio tonight is Charlita Schuster. She's the artistic director for Music in Motion, and joining her is Terry Brow. She's the parent of one of the dancers that attended the event there in Florida. She's, I guess, an active participant in Charlita's Music in Motion dance school here in St. Croix. And Terry, you wanted to talk a little bit about the fundraising aspect of Music in Motion?
Especially with the Disney Dance and Magic trip, this last one. It was eventful. I have to say, a lot of our community members, they poured out. They really did give a hand.
Right.
Our new governor-elected Kenneth Mapp, he really came forward and, he donated. We had our local restaurant, Lorraine Chicken Shack, that also donated heavily. And they were actually the first, to pull in, didn't ask any questions. So I have to say the community really has, helped a whole lot in making this event possible for the kids. And hopefully they continue, because we are going to continue and start again with our fundraising as of February of 2015. So I'm sure Ms. Charlita will definitely get into where the next trip is going to be for the next group of kids, or this, continuing on.
Well, when you talk about fundraising, so you said starting again in February. Yeah. So you fundraising, bake sales.
Actually, in January.
Bake sales, just all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
We'd had, this year actually, we had soup sales.
Okay.
With the callaloo and the red pea soup. We
Okay.
had actual food sales. We did pâtés. All different stuff. Local drinks. One of the dance moms, she's really good at that, with the local drinks. And all the different pâtés. And so we had quite a few, events with that. Of course, we're going to elaborate on that. It gets larger as of 2015.
Right.
So that way we can really get it out there,
Okay.
And everything else will start going out. We're going to really get into sending out our paper trails, making sure emails and the flyers are out in January.
Okay.
So we can really put a handle on this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But this trip to Disney opened up two doors for us. Not only were we there just performing for ABC TV and so forth, where were we in the Caribbean resort? Well, they put us in a resort. The resort was a Caribbean resort. So as we entered in, of course, we heard our steel pan music.
Yes.
So of course we're like, okay, we're winding up, yay, this is us, and everything. So I said to the director, I said, it's so funny how we came from the Caribbean and we entered your resort, and it's the Caribbean resort. I said, every time we feel the music, we want to wind up and and do our thing. And she said, that would be great for a movie, for here for Disney. And I said, for real? She said, oh yeah, we would love to have, I said, our calypso dance. I said, you should see how we dance calypso. So I'm not only talking about ballet, I'm just talking about the calypso. Because we came from St. Croix, the Virgin Islands.
That's right.
We came with our Crucian rum, Oh, let me tell you, we had the Crucian rum going on. Okay, we passed out to the directors and everything. We came with our little supplies.
Okay.
Our shot glasses.
That's it.
Okay. We came with some art from Jan
Mitchell.
Mitchell's art.
Okay.
Plates.
Yes.
Jan Mitchell.
Yes.
We passed those out to the head directors.
Okay.
And the choreographers.
Yes.
And we gave them our stuff. We didn't go empty-handed and all that
That's
stuff.
right.
We passed out. And we also told them about our calypso music and our Caribbean style of dancing.
Okay.
And they asked me that they would love for us to have some dancers, which they're going to get in contact with me about. We're going to start working on it, of doing a part of a film there with our calypso.
Yes.
And our Caribbean dance style. So I'm working on that. Then they also introduced us to dancing and performing in Paris in 2016.
Okay.
So they're getting that
Beautiful.
underway, and they said we would love. I mean, I'm around producers, don't know who's the producer or who's not the producer.
Right.
And I'm chased by these people because they like the way we carried ourselves.
Right.
They like the way I carried myself
Yes.
as a director.
That's right.
There were some directors that they would not invite back anymore, and there's some that they'll take around the world.
That's right.
Well, of course, I know how you're supposed to act. I've been doing this all my life.
That's
This is
right.
my life.
That's right.
If you want to party, you do that on your own time.
The time,
You don't do it
Right.
with your dancers, you're there to work.
That's right.
And the way I trained my parents, I told them, I said, do not make this into a vacation. Don't do it. It's a job.
It's a job.
Your
That's
children
right.
are like getting paid
Paid.
to do this. So whatever fun trips you all got thinking you're planning underneath the table,
Not here.
I will squash it in a heartbeat. Okay.
Terry,
And
did
trust-
she really say that?
Yes, she did.
Okay.
Did I do one or two squashing? Yes, I did. They
Okay.
wanted to jump into the swimming pool. I said, that's out.
No swimming?
You can't get earlogged, chlorine in your body.
Body.
You
Yeah.
Oh.
can't get
Okay.
any of that.
Yes.
Smelling like chlorine.
Chlorine.
And
It
you
was
got-
the night before the actual,
Okay.
Yeah.
event.
No.
So
No.
it's
No.
really
No. No. No.
I told them they can walk around the pool. They can walk around. They
Okay.
can walk around the pool.
Okay. Okay.
Toe in.
Toe
And have fun with the kids down at the pool site. But then they couldn't go swimming.
Yeah.
Okay.
No
Yes.
getting up the skin wet, chlorine, earlock, chlorine down your throat, or anything to upset you or anything. I couldn't take the chance.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And
Okay.
it was a lot of work that they had to do the next day, and they realized the safety of it.
Of it. Right.
Okay.
The next,
Yes.
and then they all jumped into the pool later, and they looked like little ragdoll. It was over.
It's over. That's right. That's right.
But yes, I am like that.
Okay. Okay. Discipline and instruction and being
They
firm.
had to be beautiful.
That's
The thing about it was that every morning they woke up. We woke up at 4 in the morning to get beautiful. And we had to put on the makeup, and we had to put on the lashes, and we had to have the hair done.
Yes.
And it was very proper. And so you can't be sleepy. You can't be looking like your eyes can't
To be
puffy.
bright
Right.
and
Right.
yeah.
Right.
You have to
Yeah.
have the Disney smile.
Smile, Disney smile.
Right. So
She got it down back. She have it down back.
hey, so it was just like that. And so it's a job.
Yeah.
So Charlita, was it the first time Music in Motion did anything for Disney?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
First time any Virgin Island.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah.
They
Okay.
never had any of a dance group ever. This is the
come in.
first time ever.
Okay.
Yes.
Right.
Well,
And we
that's
made a
good,
big name for ourselves,
That's
Virgin Islands. We didn't just represent St. Croix. We said we're from the
The
Virgin,
Virgin
Islands.
Islands. Yes.
Yes.
And I
right.
spoke St. Thomas, St. John,
John,
St. Croix.
Right.
Okay.
We
Wow,
spoke
that-
like
that-
that.
yeah.
We didn't
Okay.
speak about just
One
St.
St.
Croix.
Croix,
No,
yeah.
no, we didn't.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, our guests tonight, Charlita Schuster and Terry Brow. They're here tonight. Just anything that you guys want to just kind of summarize real quick. Your website, where you're located at,
Where you could be
telephone.
reached, how you could be reached.
Yeah, any of that
you
kind of
still
stuff.
accepting new students.
Yes, definitely. Our doors are open all the time for new students. We take them from ages 3 to 19.
3 to 19.
Don't worry about how tall, how short, how they look. We have a place for all children
Okay.
at Music in Motion. And we make them happy dancers. And we're having a free Christmas performance at Sunny Isle Shopping Center on December 20th at 3 p.m. It's free. We do it every year.
Okay.
Okay.
And we do it mainly for our senior citizens who can never get out, during the night.
Night.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
We give them their afternoon
Afternoon
Christmas show.
Okay.
And we have prizes.
What day is that?
It's
What-
on a Saturday.
It's Saturday.
Saturday.
Okay.
It's on a
Okay.
Saturday. It's about an hour and a half production show
Okay.
that we do, and it's a Christmas gala performance. It's wonderful, and it's free, and everybody has a great time. And we have some free giveaways and
Okay.
stuff that we do for the young people and for the old. But
Okay.
we do a lot of wonderful things. We bring the Christmas cheer to them
Okay.
through the art
Okay.
of dance.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's a lot of fun.
Okay.
And in January, we begin back January 7th for classes, and the doors are wide open. Come in, bring your child. let us take a look at the list. Talk it over with us first.
Right,
Don't say
right.
no. You never know when
If
you
we're
have
gonna
a
have
talented
talented-
one in your house.
That's
Yes.
So
yes.
you can call us at 772 area code 340-772-5440. You can leave a message if we're not there. We're always busy, but we'll call you back.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Our website is being redesigned, so I can't give you information on the
Okay.
website.
All right.
Okay, we have a new designer, a new producer on the website, so
Okay.
you're going to see a fabulous website coming up in January.
Okay.
But we're on Facebook.
Okay.
We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. We're on all that
Social media.
Social media
I'm
stuff.
learning about that, the social media.
Yeah.
And so just look up Music in Motion St. Croix or Music in Motion STX.
Okay.
That's us.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, because there is another Music in Motion in the States somewhere. So we always put STX on St. Croix
Croy.
Yes.
Great.
on ours. So
Okay. 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 So I guess that's it.
Well, I just want to say thank you.
Yes. Thank
Ladies.
you guys
Yeah.
for having us.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
I
And
hope-
Charlita, we want to thank you very much again. Continue doing the good work that you're doing with the young people, them, and because again, it's part of their life, and it takes them places. You
Yeah.
understand?
Yeah.
So keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah. And these five have just been broadened tremendously
Yes.
by going away.
Very much so.
Yeah, and
Very
they're probably talking about this for years to
For
come, man.
years.
Just the excitement of it, because it sounded like this was like a very kind of professional kind of operation.
Yes.
Yeah, and so that's good exposure there.
Yes.
But I want to thank you guys for coming out to our
Coming out.
studio tonight. And you guys, I didn't think you guys were going to stay this long. I was like, you just don't know. But 2 hours and 3 minutes.
Music in Motion has
Perfect.
a lot to say.
Okay. Well, we want to thank you guys for coming out to studio tonight. Charlita, Schuster, and Terry Brow. Here they are one last time. They're representing Music in Motion. Charlita is the artistic director, and Terry is a proud parent of one of the young ladies that just came back from Florida, from Disney. They did an event there, a showing there in Florida. Soup, man. Any final words, man?
Ladies, again, thank you very much. For me, continue doing what you're doing. Rastafari lives, one perfect love.
Yeah, and we like to say that one perfect love is our prayers and His blessings. When you put it all together, you get one perfect love. Today is Thursday. We'll be off for the next 4 days. We'll be back on Tuesday next week. We already got a guest lined up. Until then,
Have a good weekend, everybody.
Have a good weekend. We'll see you next week, Tuesday. We're out. Peace.